Hello YTPC, this is Steve and you're watching Smoking Cardboard. Sorry you guys get such a lame view behind me, but it's just the easiest. And the light gets wonky if I try to point outwards. I'm smoking a blend that's new to me. Warped the Red Hunt. This was forced upon me in the most gentle and kindest ways from Sam doing it wrong when I went to share a smoke over Memorial Day with him. That was terrific, and he was so generous. So this is one I haven't tried. I haven't tried any of the warped besides the Saint Espresso, which I love. So this is red mahogany and bright Virginia leaf alongside Orientals, and finally fermented perique. That's all it says. I am very much convinced that there's some sort of top note placed on it. But being Virginia and Orientals, especially red Virginia, sometimes in the past I've had experiences that made me believe that that's going to be a sour or a tart experience, and I have not found that to be the case. I'm actually surprised how smooth this tastes. I think I remember some old videos from some people in UK that are smoking a blend, and they would mention the flavor marzipan, and I could see that a little bit in this blend. It's nice. I when I was smoking it with Sam, I was expressing how I got a lot of like vegetative notes, flavors from it, almost like a vegetable stew or broth or something. And then after a while I thought it tasted a little bit like carrots. The sweetness. But I'm not getting grassy hay. There's just a pretty good sweetness about it. It's a tasty blend. So I've only smoked it a couple times, so it's just first impressions. But yeah, I'm smoking in my fountain pipe I think I made my last video with. I just found this in my other pipe to smoke. Virginia's the best. That even with like a filter, some of my other pipes can be more irritating than these two pipes are. And I like smoking these pipes, so I guess I'm just smoking them. Enjoying the blend. Certainly enjoying it. I just have so much stuff though. I wouldn't run out and buy some more. I have a lot of other stuff that I liked and bought more, and who knows when I'll be able to return to it. It's hard to know which are really your favorites. And a lot of these, I feel less and less worried about if they're just going to disappear, more rather than just get really expensive first. And I just don't smoke enough that they could double the price of these, triple them. It still wouldn't be much of a hassle for how much I smoke. I mean, I try to equate these to craft beers, and I gotta tell you, I'm spending way more money on beer for the same amount of time enjoying it than these pipes. So I'm not really concerned about price. If I could smoke all the time and I was smoking all the time and that was my thing, I could understand that. That, and I'm sitting on so much tobacco I could smoke in 40 years, so about done myself, but I'm not feeling bad about that. Certainly something I could afford. For hobbies, it's pretty cheap. See people buying cars as hobbies and other stuff. This is relatively a cheap hobby for me. But I noticed, and I noticed that it takes time to get an understanding. Well, what I'm trying to say. So I think for sure a while back YouTube changed algorithms to not promote, like prompt people to watch videos that have tobacco in them. No surprise to really anybody. But I think I'm finally starting to see the results of that. I think that in general the community is not growing like it used to. We are still picking up new presenters here and there, and that's great. I enjoy watching everyone's videos. I'm impressed that some of the presenters are so consistent in providing content without getting lots and lots of new presenters. Maybe that has to do with the fact that there aren't a bunch of people replacing them. But I certainly noticed that we're not really naturally growing as a community that very much. Just by people watching something like Mutton Chop Piper and then falling into rabbit holes of YTPC people. And I'm not sure, but that's my guess, is that YouTube's algorithms are kind of pointing people to elsewhere content. So it makes me think, well, do we need to do a better job of promoting our content in other places where people might see it? I think about Facebook, how a lot of people are still looking and exploring, and they're finding these Facebook groups and showing up and asking questions. But it's a little bit tricky because I think a lot of those Facebook groups don't really care much for the YouTube community, which is perfectly fine. So it wouldn't want to certainly inappropriately kind of force an annoyance on people with promotions But at the same time, I think that there's people like past myself that would have really enjoyed that community without ever knowing it existed. I don't know. Food for thought, I guess. At what point do we have to self-promote? Because YouTube's not promoting people we would have otherwise been naturally promoted through YouTube. It's been a crazy week. On my way to drive back on Memorial Day, I was driving down the road, and we have a Honda Odyssey minivan, and I was trailing behind. There's a truck to my side, and then there was or a car. I can't remember. There was something in the right lane. We were all passing. There was several cars. There was a car behind me and behind them, and a tow truck that was empty ahead of me. And all of a sudden, it was like they ran over a tire or something, and I was getting shreds of tire up in my view. So I was trying to get ready to being like, oh man, I'm gonna have to dodge something. But I think it was that truck that was in front of me that had one of its tires blow. It had to bend one of the front tires, and he just kind of went off the road. He didn't have anywhere to go, but I think it must have been on the left side, because I think he was pulling pretty hard to the left, and just into the ditch, and I just, man, I just couldn't believe nothing happened to my vehicle. And no one else got into it from what I could tell. All the cars made it through it all right, but he was obviously gonna need a new tire before he was moving, and maybe someone pull him out of the ditch. But then you get closer to home, and there was some construction, and there was cement barriers on my left, and I was in the left lane passing a semi, and then the semi in the right, and the semi just encroached over the line into me, and I have nowhere to go. Oh my goodness, I was this close to losing my car to that semi. It was really close. And it made me think that I can never remember to use my horn when I need to use my horn. Oh, I should have just laid on my horn as soon as he started encroaching on me. Because the turn signals weren't on. He wasn't turning. He was not paying attention. I don't know. But man, I needed to lay on that horn, so who woke up, figured out what was going. But man, I did not think about it. I was just trying to prevent from getting ran over and slowing down, but I was in the middle of the semi, so slowing down wasn't enough. I got lucky. Nothing bad happened. Got the AC fixed. It was quite the ordeal, I guess. Not for me, because I didn't fix it, but I think my pocketbook will notice the ordeal. It's alright though. Stuff like that happens. There's not too many things that I won't try to fix myself, but AC, I just figure it's not worth trying to learn that. Acquiring all the tools that are necessary to do that sort of stuff. So I'm happy to pay someone else to do it. Certainly a nice time of year where I think it was pretty open availability. But when the workers were down in our basement, my wife said that they noticed one of the board games we had in Mysterium, and were really impressed that anybody had this game, because they have this game and they love it, and no one they know plays it. I'm like, that's the one game out of these 100 that you're impressed by? So, but it is surprising when someone is into one of your hobbies. We are so niche. It's all right down next to the tobacco, so I'm always hoping they'll go, oh, what's all this tobacco down here? Anywho, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm looking forward to the start of football. That is American football for you people all across the world. The National Football League. I love watching football, and my wife loves watching football. It's just our thing that we love to do with each other. Man, it just is so much. And I think over the years, I'm getting so much better at just enjoying football for what it is. Just recognizing no amount of cheering or frustration from me is going to change the outcome of this game. I can root for any team I want, and I am not impacting the game at all. I'm only impacting my own experience. That the ability for me to have fun watching this game is totally up to me. It's in my own hands, regardless of what happens. But I think having experiences that are jump out of your seat experiences, which I've had, come with some amount of, intensity and caring about the game. To be that excited, you have to be open to being that disappointed. So, I'm not against being disappointed or frustrated and excited and whatever, but I think there's a lot of times where I've taken sports a little bit too seriously, and not been a good example to my family or kids on how to act when something doesn't go the way you want it to go. So, hopefully I can continue to improve on that area. We'll see. The Packers play the Vikings on Sunday, and that's my team versus my wife's team. That's usually the most difficult games. We always have two of them a year, and it's just because we're both being intense during that game, which is we're fine. We're pretty fine with each other. Normally we root for each other's teams when we're not playing, but we don't want to do anything but watch that game. So if kids ask us questions or they get hungry or whatever, neither of us want to help them. We're just watching this game. So I have to do a little bit better at reducing the intensity to just be good parents when these games are going on. But anywho, hope you guys all have a great week and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Talk to you later. Bye.